right here. We are right here. My mind is going 1,000 miles a minute if you can't tell. Think about all the ways that my life is going to change. Good morning. It is follow-up appointment day. The sun is sunning. Today is the day that we are going to be going over all of the test results, all of the genetics, all of everything that we've done, and officially forming a plan moving forward. Today is the first day that I have actually felt somewhat back to normal again. If you watch my last vlog, holy crap, the sun. I'm sorry, the sun is just so crazy this morning. It just came out from behind the cloud. If you watch my last vlog, you know that the doctor put me on antibiotics. I'm starting to finally feel somewhat back to normal again. I have had such horrible headaches. My body has been just like so fatigued. I have just not felt well at all. And I don't know if it's like a combination of like, there's the sun again. I don't know if it's like a combination of like my body healing from like all of the different manipulation that he had to do with the catheter check and the antibiotic or what, but man, this last week was rough. So anyway, feeling good. I'm feeling excited. I did talk to my therapist yesterday and we kind of just like worked through a little bit of the medical trauma that I'm still dealing with, and like that definitely showed itself at the last appointment, and I kind of went over that with her. And I don't know, I just had to work through some things with her, and I think sharing it on the vlog has helped a lot too, just kind of like help me process it. So I just want to say thank you for being a support for me, because it really does help me in this journey and like helps me stay clear-headed and like focused and somewhat grounded. So I just wanted to say thank you just for being here and for watching and supporting me. I can't thank you enough. I really appreciate it. So I talked to her yesterday and I have an appointment with her tomorrow just to kind of like make sure after what's said today, I just kind of, you know, can process it and like just sit with it and, you know, just be okay with it, basically. I have a feeling they're gonna say that we can do IUIs with lidocaine, and they're gonna wanna put me on letrozole, and they'll probably shoot for June, but I'm trying to decide if I want to do a June insemination or if I wanna give myself a month to like recover fully and like be okay and then go into it. I don't know. We're gonna have to see what they say today. My mind is going 1,000 miles a minute if you can't tell. Nonetheless, I am excited. I was like feeling very anxious about this whole process for a little bit and just like ready to just be like, screw it, like I'm not doing it anymore. But talking it with my therapist and vlogging about it, I'm still apprehensive just because of like my history, but it's not like I'm ready to just give it up completely. I'm still on this journey. It's gonna be freaking hard and it's gonna be really, really challenging, but I'm still on this journey. Wow, I am rambling. Okay, let's get to the appointment. Back home post-appointment. I'm excited. I am excited. I haven't felt this good in days. So first of all, I'm just very thankful to be feeling this good. Second of all, I am so excited about the appointment. That appointment was so successful. Dr. Roma sat down with me and kind of just like went over everything with me. And I do have a diagnosis of PCOS, but PCOS is a very broad spectrum of symptoms, and basically mine is on the very, very low end when it comes to like how it affects my fertility. So I do have PCOS like tendencies, like how my ovaries, the follicles that develop, they develop around the outside. And I did have slightly higher testosterone levels whenever they did the PCOS panel, and my AMH was a 7.8. They like to see anything over a 1. So whenever they get to be like super high like that, it's an indication of PCOS. But I am having very regular periods. I don't have any other symptoms like that. So it really isn't a cause of concern. Plus she told me that getting on letrozole, which will be something that we need to do, will make everything kind of back at baseline, back to normal, because it will offset any PCOS hormone changes. So there's that. She said that there might still be some kind of endometriosis, but endometriosis can only be confirmed with surgery. And because they were able to get through with the catheter check, they're not trying to do that for me right now. They're not trying to say that I need to have surgery before we can confirm endometriosis. They're just saying that it's something that might be a factor, because they have seen other women who have had a successful pregnancy, have had deliveries, and then whenever they go back to trying to conceive again, they have issues. It ends up being endometriosis. So we're not going to be doing surgery for that. We're not going to try to get confirmation for that, because they feel very confident that they can do an IUI and still get the result that they need for it to be considered successful. So for them to be able to get all the way through the cervix and into the uterus, they feel like they can do that because of the catheter checks that we had done. So moving forward, I'm out of breath. She did say that we are clear to go as far as formal treatment. We did all the testing that they want to do at this point, and she said that we can start doing IUIs as early as next cycle. So basically I just need to call her on my day 1 cycle, and I will go in and I will get baseline testing done. So that's blood work and ultrasound. And then I will get put on letrozole for 5 days. And then I'll go back in and I'll have monitoring done to watch the follicles. And then as soon as the follicles are big enough, I'm gonna do a trigger shot. And then after the trigger shot, I go in for the IUI. I'm really excited. I felt a little like nervous about it, because I get nervous about these things, and that's just who I am, but I'm more excited about it. I'm so excited about it, about the potential, about the opportunity. Dr. Roma is she's so great at just like explaining things to me, and just like sitting down and just being like super real and coming from a woman's perspective. I don't know, it just makes it a little bit more personal. Like it just feels, I don't know, it just feels better. And so we were able to go over everything today, and she told me that it's completely my decision whenever we want to start moving, but as far as the clinic is concerned, they have done everything that they want to do as far as testing goes, and we are free and clear to move forward with IUIs. Manny's sample also came back as being great. We don't need to do anything. The morphology again was a little off, but I had Manny on the phone because he couldn't get off of work, but he was like, oh, I'm taking CoQ10 and I'm taking vitamin C, and Dr. Roma was like, yeah, you can continue to do that. Like it's not necessarily like something that you have to be doing, like it's more of a lifestyle thing that affects the morphology of sperm, but he has plenty. The count is great. She did tell me that with taking letrozole, there is a higher chance of having twins or multiples. So there's always that. And she said that they're going to be monitoring, of course, for that, but there is always that risk, and wanted to make sure that we were okay with that. And I said, of course, we're fine with that. So we are really like right here. We are right here, and I'm really excited. She was, again, very real with me, and she did let me know that the success rate of IUIs are only 15%. So there is only the 15% chance that these are actually going to work and get us pregnant. But I have known women who have been able to conceive on the first IUI or the second IUI. So I am not discrediting IUIs. I truly, truly feel it in my heart that it was a cervix issue for us. And I feel like the sperm were getting like caught and like trapped in whatever scar tissue or whatever is there, and they weren't able to get to the uterus. But I feel like if we do an IUI and completely pass that, it won't be an issue. So I feel confident that this is our plan going forward, and I feel good about it. I feel excited about it. I don't feel scared. I don't feel nervous. I feel excited. Well, a little nervous because this is a life-changing event, but I feel excited about it. The other thing I asked her, because I was thinking by myself on this one, and I was thinking, you know, well, if I told you in the last vlog, if they can't get this little tiny tube through my cervix, how the heck am I gonna have a baby through it? And Dr. Roma was like, oh, no. She's like, that has nothing to do with delivery. She's like, whenever you go into labor, your body produces hormones and your cervix expands and it softens. And she's like, it changes completely when you go into labor. She's like, so you definitely might still be able to do a vaginal delivery. She's like, we are trying to get this tube through whenever it's the most tiniest structured little thing now. She's like, but whenever you go into labor, it's a completely different story. So that made me feel really good, because it's like, that's another thing that kind of gave me anxiety about this whole process, is the perspective of having to go through a major surgery again, and I did that with Tristan, and I did recover and everything was okay, but it's a major surgery, and someone who had a little bit of trauma with medical experiences, I mean, I consider that when I go forward in anything. I consider, what does this mean for my body medically? What does this mean that I'm going to have to heal from or get through? It's just how my brain operates now. I can't help it. Post-COVID, this is just who I am. So hearing that it might not have to happen. Of course, that's not a guarantee that I can have a VBAC because I have already had a C-section, but I did have a C-section 13 years ago. So, I mean, my body has definitely gone a long way since then. It's possible that we can get a VBAC, which is a vaginal birth after cesarean. That's what that stands for, VBAC. So it's possible. It's a possibility. So we'll just have to see. I'm going to talk to the doctors when that time comes. If I get pregnant, again, I'm a 15 steps ahead kind of gal. So if that time comes and I am fortunate enough to get pregnant, I'll have that conversation with my doctor, my OB at that point. They did say that they do monitor for the first 8 weeks if we do conceive, that to make sure that the embryo and the baby are hitting all the milestones and growing properly and everything looks good. And then after that 8-week mark, if everything looks normal, blood work's normal, then they move me over to a regular OB. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm ready. I feel ready. And like, I think about all the ways that my life is going to change and like my day-to-day life, but like I think of all the ways that it's going to like get better, and I'm just so ready. I'm so excited. Oh, and then the other thing that I totally forgot to tell you. So if you've been following my journey, you know that I have a platform called Maven, and that's who my infertility insurance is through. And they have been giving me a little bit of trouble this year with pricing, and just the whole thing has just been a little bit back and forth. So I was really nervous about how they were going to be pricing these IUIs, because IUIs can get expensive. We are going to do at least 3 IUIs before considering other options. And I already have a price projection in my Maven wallet, and it is just my copay. It is just my copay. So that means that it's not going to be some hidden fee. It doesn't mean that it's going to be this huge crazy number. It is just going to be my copay, and I am so thankful. Thank you, Jesus, that that's what it's going to be, because we have to do this at least 3 times if it doesn't work. And I'm praying and hoping that we will conceive on the first one and that we won't have to go through with any more treatments. But if we do, I know it's not going to be more than what we pay for our copay, and I'm just so thankful. I'm just thankful. Okay, I had to calm down. Anyway, it's a good day. I hope you're having a good day.